Before you give up on her, just watch. Most men give up too soon. They think they've lost the battle before the war has even started. She's pulling away, acting distant, not responding the way she used to, and you feel like it's over. But what if I told you this is actually our biggest opportunity? What if instead of walking away defeated, you could turn everything in your favor without chasing big gain or losing your self-respect? Most men never understand this. They act too soon, too desperate, and too emotional. And that's exactly what ruins everything. So before you give up, watch this video. Because if you apply what I'm about to tell you, you'll be in a position most men never reach. Let's get into a tone. Why she's pulling away in the first place. Most men panic when a woman becomes distant. They assume she's lost interest, found someone else, or simply doesn't care anymore. But the reality is much deeper. Women don't just wake up one day and stop feeling something. It happens gradually in stages. Here's with she stops feeling the chase when she first met you. There was re-excitement and challenge. Now she knows exactly how you feel, and it's predictable. She tests your emotional control. Women subconsciously want to see how you handle emotional shifts. Do you panic? Do you overreact? Or do you remain unshaken? She needs space to feel something again. Attraction isn't built in words, it's built on distance, tension, and emotions. When everything is always available, it loses value. And this, I swear, most men fail. Instead of pulling back when she does, they push harder, they text more, call more, try harder, and that's when attraction dies, because no, she doesn't have to work for your attention anymore. If she doesn't have to work for it, she won't value it too. The silentist, you didn't even notice. Here's something most men miss entirely. When a woman pulls away, it's often a subconscious test. She doesn't always plan it, but her instincts are watching. She's wondering, is he emotionally strong enough to handle this? Will he chase me, or will he hold his ground? Does he truly have options, or is he just pretending gunned? Here's the dangerous part. Most men fail instantly. She ignores them, they text again. She takes longer to respond. They ask if everything is okay, plans, and they try to reschedule a meeting. Every single one of these reactions proves to her that she's in full control. But the men who win this, the ones who truly stand out, doesn't make different. They don't react emotionally. They don't chase. They don't beg for answers. They simply hold their position. And that's when she starts to feel something unexpected, regret their power of control distance. Here's what most men don't realize. Women don't fall in love with presence. They fall in love with absentee. Less you give away freely, the more she values what she gets. Think about it. When something is always available, you stop noticing it, but when something disappears, you start craving it. That's why pulling back at the right time is the most powerful move you can make. Instead of texting her first, wait. Instead of liking her posts, ignore them. Instead of adjusting your schedule for her, prioritize yourself. Because when you stop being predictable, stop being too easy to reach, and stop react, everything changes. She starts noticing your absence, and that's when Shen starts wondering, why isn't he acting? Did he lose interest? Is he seeing someone else? The moment you stop giving freely, she starts missing you for what to do instead of chasing. Men try to fix a situation like this. They think, maybe if I explain myself, if I show her how much I care, she'll come back. But attraction doesn't work like that. Instead of trying to win her back with words, do this: match her energy. If she's distant, don't overcome. Pull back and stay neutral. If she reaches out, respond, but don't over-invent how to handle it. Most men make the mistake of welcoming her back too easily. She disappears for a week, then suddenly texts, hey. And what do? They jump at the opportunity. Big mistake. Here's how to handle it instead. Stay calm. Don't act like her message is the best thing that's happened to you. Let her work for it. If she disappeared, she needs to professional serious about coming back. Take back control of the pace. Don't fall into old patterns. Let her feel the distance before giving her too much attention again. If you do this, she respects you more, because now she knows she can't take you for granted. 6. If she never comes back, read this. Here's the truth. You need accept not every woman will come back, and that's okay. Because if she pulls away and never returns, then she just saved you from wasting more time on the wrong person. You don't want a woman wasties only when you chase her. You want a woman who chooses to stay because she values you. The power of silence. Here's something most men will never understand. Silence is one of the most powerful responses you can give. Most guys think they need to explain themselves or fight for hair. Starts pulling away. Bet the truth is silence speak louder than words ever could. It creates mystery, uncertainty, and a shift in emotional power. At first, she might not even notice. She assumes you'll be back. She assumes you'll check in, send a text, or try to fix things. But then days pass, then weeks, and suddenly she realizes something is different. That's when everything starts shifting in her mind. Because now you're no longer predictable. You're no longer the guy who always checks in or waits. Instead, you've disappeared from her world, and that creates a void she wasn't expecting. It forces her to reevaluate her feelings for you. 14. Why women underestimate you until you go silent. Most women assume that men will always be available. They assume that no matter how much they pull away, you'll still be there waiting. And why wouldn't they? Most men chase and Most men can't handle a woman's distance, but when you don't act like most men win, you choose silence over chasing, it disrupts her expectations. She starts thinking, wait, why isn't he reacting? Why hasn't he tried to talk to me? Is he actually moving on? And those thoughts sparked something deep inside her. It forces her to ask herself a question she never expected to ask. Did I misjudge him? Thought question alone creates a wave of emotions that most women aren't prepared for. 15. The moment she starts to feel the eruptions. Here's the part most men never joke to see because they give up too early. At first, she feels fine. She might even feel relieved. She assumes, I'll reach out soon, but then silence, no texts, no calls, no engagement on her social media, nothing. Days turn into weeks. She starts checking her phone more often, still nothing. And that's when it hits her for the first time. She's the one feeling uncertain. She's the one wondering if she made a mistake. Because no, you're no longer chasing, and that's ingestivating. 16. The unspoken rule of attraction. Here's a truth. Most men don't realize ease a woman values you based on how difficult you are to replace. When you were always there, always available, she never had to think about losing you, but now she's starting to feel your absence. And that feeling, it's unsettling. She starts wondering if she took you for granted. She starts wondering if she misjudged your worth. Best part, she doesn't even realize is doing it. It happens naturally, subconsciously, because when something is always available, it loses value, but when something disappears, it becomes a mystery, and mystery. 17. Why she suddenly starts watching Yao again once the silence sets in. She does what most women do. She starts watching shit, starts checking your online activities, starts scrolling through old messages. She might even start liking your posts again, just to see if you'll react. But why? Because she's trying to figure something out. Did I actually lose him? That question keeps her mind locked on you, because the moment a woman thinks she might have lost a man who was devoted to her, it stirs emotions she never expected. It forces her to evaluate everything, and that's when she starts feeling the weight of your absence. 18. The subtle signs. She's testing throughout her shears where most men fail. The second she throws out a test, they take the bait. She sends a random hey, maybe Sherix to one of your posts, or maybe Shetix to you about something meaningless. But it's not meaningless, it's her way of saying, are you still there? And if you're spun too quickly, too eagerly, you confirm that she still has you just liked it. The game resets. She knows she can still get your attention whenever she wants, and she loses interest all over again. 19. Now to handle the moment she reaches out. If she reaches out after your silence, most men think it's a think she came back now, I can act norm again. Wrong. This is the most critical moment, because how you respond determines everything. You have two choices: fall right back into old patterns and let her feel in control, stay composed and let her work for your attention. The second option is what keeps her interested, because now you're not the same guy she once knew. Now you're a challenge in women challenges. 20. The ultimate mindset shift. Hair swat. You need to understand you never want to be the man who is always available, always chasing. Instead, focus in your own life and priorities. When you give her space, when you allow her Thomas you become more valuable in her eyes. You become someone she has to work for, and that's what creates lasting attraction. Win a woman over by myth. Man who never has to chase you don't win by chasing a woman. You win by becoming the kind of man who never has to chase. You win by having standards, valuing your time, and making her Pravesh deserves your energy. That's when everything changes, because now you're in control. Not through manipulation, not through games, but through self-respect. And that is what protest men who get played from the men women can't forget. When you're unbearable for her, there comes a point where your silence is no longer just noticed, it's felt. At first, she brushed it off, thinking you'd be back, assumed you'd eventually give in, send a message, try to reconnect. But no, she's feeling something unexpected. Your absence is no longer just a minor inconvenience, it's messing with her emotions. She checks her phone, hoping to see your name pop up. She finds herself revising old conversations, trying to remember if she missed a sign that you're slipping away. And the more time passes, the more she starts questioning. Hurst, did I push him too far? Was I wrong about him? Is he really gone for good? The secret most men never understand, this isn't just about mystique. This is about power. She's realizing she doesn't have the control she thought she did, and that drives her crazy. When she starts looking for you in other men, one of the most fascinating things about human psychology is that twin. Someone can't have what they want, they start searching for it elsewhere. And when a woman realizes you're no reaching out, she tries to fill that void of on. If she doesn't fully understand why she's doing it, she might start texting gold flings, seeking attention from new guys, or posting things online. But here's the truth, none of it feels the same. The second she tries to replace you, she starts comparing, and when she starts comparing, she loses. No matter who she talks to, you're still on her mind. You've become a mystery, a question mark in her head that she can't answer. The more she tries to push past it, the more she realizes she's only making it worse for herself. Why her ego and let her admit she misses you. Women have two sides when it comes to missing someone. There's the emotional side where feels the loss, the regret, the longing, and then there's the ego, which hates to low sight won't let her admit she's wrong. It won't let her be the first to fully own up to her feelings. Instead of reaching out with honesty, she plays games. She might send a random text like, "Hey, happy hour. Doing well, hoping you'll take the bait and restart the conversation." She might suddenly post about how happy she is, how she's moving on, or how amazing life is, just to see Ifu react, but inside she's still watching. She's hoping you'll give her a sign that she still has your attention. But the moment you didn't react, that's when the real battle begins, because now she can't tell if you're truly over her, or if you've simply mastered something most men never. Detachment, the game changer detachment, that's what breaks her ego. She finally realizes you were theprized. That's when everything flips. She understands that you were in just another guy. You weren't someone she could string along forever. You were in someone who would wait forever. And the painful part, she realizes it too late, because by now you've changed. You've become the man who no longer waits for her validation, and in that moment she finally understands what you understood all along. The real value wasn't in her approval, but in your ability to walk away, because now she's no longer in control. You are, and she's no longer. If she ever jet anotherchance what to do when she comes back. Here's where most men fail. When she finally reaches out, most guys fall right back into the trap. They respond too quickly, act too eager, and give her exactly what she wanted from the start, validation. And once she gets that validation, she disappears again. That's why we can't play this the way most men do. If she comes back, you must stay grounded. Must act like a man who isn't phased by her return. Don't drop everything just because she texts you. Don't make her the center of your world just because she's interested. Again, don't fall back into the same patterns that made her take you for granted in the first place. Instead, let her work for it. Because if she truly values you, she'll prove it, not with words, but with actions. And if she doesn't, then you've just won the game back, as you finally realize that you never needed her in the first place. Didn't chase, level up. If she let you down, didn't beg, don't chase, just level up. Focus on yourself. Keep moving forward, and let your silence speak for you. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out the next tone on the screen. It's exactly what you'll need to hear next.